local kids. Arizona has 3 golfers playing in the first ever U.S. Adaptive Open tomorrow. We've introduced you to 2 of them, Larry Solano, the seeded golfer, and of course you all should know the name Amy Bockerstaddy. They're going to tee it up tomorrow out at Pinehurst. How cool is that? Tonight we meet the final member of the trio, Rob Walden. His son Jake has been a regular here on 12 News thanks to the first tee of Phoenix. Now it's Dad's time to shine, right? But like everything with this duo, they're in it together. Like father.
Good. Dude, that ball shouldn't go that far.
Like son.
Oh. Dude, like 3 feet. Nice. Good shot, dude.
If you can't tell, Rob and Jake Walden have spent a lot of time on the course together.
You can go take your chip shot 30 yards down the hill if you want. Here's your 2 golf balls.
From the days of Jake being barely old enough to walk or hold a club, to Dad watching son caddy for some of the biggest stars in sports.
14-year-old Jake Walden. Hi, Jake. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Carrie. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you. Well, Jake is part of the First Tee program.
Yeah, Jake, I think that's me 30 yards, 30, maybe 35.
The Waldens live to play golf, but watching them swing a club, you'd never be able to tell the family motto.
Oh boy, it's got a chance. Perseverance, that's kind of the Walden family motto, I can tell you that.
Jake is a soon-to-be college golfer living with a rare bone marrow disease that has him in and out of the hospital several times a year.
I mean, I've had it, a little bit harder than most kids, usually would, so yeah, I'd definitely say perseverance is a very big part of our family.
Rob is a scratch golfer, hitting 300-yard drives, but it sure doesn't feel like it.
Every time I make contact with the ball, it feels like a hammer, is slamming the end of my fingers and all the nerve endings and stuff.
Looking down at his right hand, you can see why.
You can see it kind of really just took off most of it, but I have just enough left to grip a golf club, to throw a baseball.
In February 2016, Walden, whose other hobby includes flying giant model airplanes, fired up a new one at his house. The plane malfunctioned. Instead of starting an idle, it went to full power.
The propeller got into my hand, and so these are 32-inch props. Caught my hand, and luckily it didn't get into my face. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be talking today. One of the first things I thought about was what's going to happen now? What's my life going to be like? What kind of dad am I going to be? What kind of husband am I going to be? Am I going to be able to support my family? I remember when my wife showed up at the house, I was apologizing to her. I'm like, I'm so sorry I did this. I didn't mean to ruin our lives.
Losing part of his hand didn't stop Rob's commitment to the family motto, but it hurt.
It was pretty painful. It started out, it took us about 2 hours to do a bandage change on my hand, and within a couple of weeks, my wife got it down to about 30 minutes.
Especially figuring out how to swing a club again.
I have to do like a double overlap, and then I just kind of hook it there.
He'd try his prosthetics, and I remember the first time he even tried to swing his prosthetics, they broke, and he was like, almost afraid to swing with his bare hand because it zings, it hurts. And I was right there just telling him, I was almost like his little support dude, like, you got this, you can do it, you have to.
6 weeks after his incident, with a new grip and a self-made glove.
I sew these gloves myself, and mostly it's just to protect my end of my fingers and stuff because of all the nerve endings and everything.
Rob teeing it up in a tournament with the First Tee of Phoenix, and with some of the kids he used to coach.
The goal was just to show them that, no matter what life throws at you, as long as you can have a positive attitude, you can accomplish anything.
7 years after his accident, Rob is playing the best golf of his life with basically a one-handed swing.
Hand came off.
Yeah, that's one-handed right there. So when I get a little fast and stuff, I'll go up here, and on my downswing, my right hand will let go, probably about 30% of the time.
And living life to the fullest is something father and son push each other to do daily.
To watch him persevere and smile all the time while he's getting blood draws every 3 months, or when he's going to have a bone marrow biopsy every year, and he's sitting there smiling at the hospital to let people know that he's okay. That's inspiring to me. That's my hero right there.
Whether it's him, having his own battles with his fingers hurting, we have each other's backs. He's been there right by my hospital bed. He's been there the whole way. It's a bond that will never be broken.
Like father, like son. Monday, July 18th, Rob will tee it up at the first U.S. Adaptive Golf Open. Usually Jake would be on his bag, but it's only fitting that day he's got his own big-time tournament to play in.
I've qualified for one of my dream tournaments, just being there for each other as if I'm on the bag and he's on the bag for me. It's one of those things, we'll be there for one another.
Everybody wants to play in the U.S. Open, and so to be able to get an opportunity to play in a USGA championship is really cool. Thank you.